Monday Night Raw week commencing the 9th of May. Let's go. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and follow me on Instagram below. So start off with RKO coming out, basically saying they want to unify the tag team championships with the Usos and basically be the undisputed tag team champions. And while they were saying that, the Street Profits basically came out and was like, hey, we beat your ass. We beat you guys before. We want a rematch. Don't worry about the Usos, worry about us. And then Riddle says he's going to smoke. He said 420, RK bro, 420 just smoked your asses. So that was quite good. Then we had a match. RK Bro versus Street Profits was a really good match. But in the end, Riddle won off Montez Falls going for a dive, as it seems to be, into the RKO. So it was actually pretty solid. So pretty solid match there. Then we had an interview segment with Theory, basically saying how he's the future. He doesn't care. He doesn't respect anything in the past. He's the future. He's the here and now. And he's going to beat Cody Rhodes. That's that. So we'll see what happens there. Then Judgment Day came out with Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley basically saying how she's sick of the fans, which is why she turned. She's sick of being used by people. She's sick of fans coming up to her saying they want to be just like her, signing autographs, and that same autograph is seen on eBay. You fans are cold. So that's why she's there. You lot turned her crazy. So yeah, blame yourselves. Then we had a match, Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. Come on now. Rhea Ripley's now turned heel. It's not going to be a match. So Rhea Ripley basically beat down Liv Morgan, and then Liv Morgan was surrounded by Edge and Damian Priest, but then Finn Balor came down, and then AJ Styles came down to back up Liv Morgan. Then we had Priest versus Finn Balor in a match, but it ended in a DQ because Edge came in and started beating down Finn, and then hit him with a spear and just basically beat down everybody, including AJ. So that was that. Backstage, Kevin Owens says he's going to bring his brother to Raw, Ken Owens, as we have Ezekiel and Elias. So he said he's going to bring his brother there. So see what happens there. That's what he was talking to the Alpha Academy in the back. Then we had a VIP lounge with Omos and MVP. MVP is basically saying Omos is the man. He's going to crush everyone. Look what he did to Bobby Lashley. Then Cedric Alexander comes out and goes, hey, remember me, homies? I'm still here. We should join together. Blah, blah, blah. Then Bobby comes out and then goes mad. So, and then starts beating down all the security. Just kills everybody. And then he wants Omos. So it's been announced that it's going to be Omos versus Bobby Lash in a cage match. So let's see what happens there. Then Sonya Deville has been told that she has to now wrestle. Her powers as manager or assistant manager has now been stripped because she's been abusing them by the board of directors. Said she don't know what she's doing. So now she's a wrestler. So she was in the match by, surprise, surprise, the return of Alexa Bliss, and it was a squash match. And was it the Moment of Bliss? I think it's called Twist of Bliss. Yeah, just pinned her like light work. Then we had Zeke basically going back, and Zeke coming out, and then Ken Owens comes out, which is obviously Kevin Owens wearing a grey mask and grey hair, and then he just went back and forth with Ezekiel. Then it turned down to a beatdown as the Alpha Academy came out to beat down Ezekiel. So that was basically it. Then we had Veer Mahan. I'm glad that Veer Mahan is now here. He's not lost in the jungle, he's not lost in the city, he's not lost at sea or in space. He's now here, and he was basically a squash match. He just squashed some guy. That's it. So he's been portrayed as a monster. Let's see where this goes. Or does it go to a US Championship or Intercontinental Championship? Let's see how far this goes. So we'll see. Then we had Fury versus Cody. Really good match. They both can go. Obviously, both great wrestlers. Fury, I think he's doing big things. Personally, he's great on the mic and he's good in the ring. Fury's awesome, I feel. Cody's awesome as well, doing his thing, obviously coming back. But there wasn't a winner because Seth Rollins came down and started jumping on Cody, so that was that. Then we had Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Nikki ASH and Doudrop in a tag team match, and the tag team champs won. So it was a good match, though. It was a good match. Then we had Mustafa Ali versus Ciampa with a special guest referee. Yeah, you guessed it, The Miz. The Miz comes down, he's the referee for the match. Obviously, he doesn't like Ali, so obviously there was a slow count. Obviously, everything was in Ciampa's favour, and yes, obviously he did the fast count, and then Ali lost. Then we had in the main event, it was Bianca Belair versus Oscar, who's back now. Great match. It started off as a great match, but in the end, there was no winner in a great match because Becky Lynch interfered, and it was a DQ. So that was that. Yeah, so Raw was good. I would say definitely watch it. Then next we had SmackDown. So it started with RK Bro coming out, basically saying Usos can't make a decision. They have to go to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is their handler, and they want to be basically unified champions. Then Sami Zayn comes out, and Sami Zayn basically tries to authorize a match between Riddle and Sami, and if Sami loses, then RK Bro can get a unification match with the Usos. But Sami Zayn said he needs to obviously speak to the Bloodline. So yeah. Then he speaks to the Bloodline. Then this Bloodline in the back basically conversating. It's like, hey, what's going on here? Roman's like, these guys are calling you out. Go handle that. Go get that Us. You know what I mean? Then Ronda Rousey comes out after that. Open challenge for the Women's Championship. Just challenges anyone. And a lady turns up called Rodriguez. It's quite big. Tall lady, quite big. Really good match. Solid match. Gave Ronda a little run for her money. But in the end, Ronda won the match. Then we had Madcap Moss basically cussing out Corbin in the ring, saying how he wants to go into bigger things now. There's the Money in the Bank, there's tag team champions, there's things he wants to do. And before he could even finish his interview, he was attacked by Corbin with a chair. So that was that. Then we had Banks and Naomi versus Shayna and Natalya. Really good match by the two. But in the end, Naomi won by a roll-up. So that was that. Then we have Kofi Kingston versus Butch. This feud between the New Day, Sheamus, and these guys has now, I think they need to stop this because it's been going on for a long, long time now. But anyway, Butch won the match against Kofi. Yeah. Then we had Sami Zayn in the back talking to Paul Heyman, basically saying he wants to gain his respect back on SmackDown. I think most likely after losing the match to Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania, wants to sort of gain his respect back. Saying he wants to help the Bloodline out. He wants Roman Reigns to appreciate and acknowledge what he's doing and in helping the Bloodline, trying to sort of create an alliance with them. It was quite funny, to be honest. And he said he wants Roman's approval on what he's doing. It was quite funny. In the main event, or the main segment, the Bloodline comes out, and basically Roman's there saying, sorry, not Roman, the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, the unified champion, is out there saying he has smashed everybody, and he comes out and tells you what's next. He smashed John Cena, then he came out and tell you what's next on the Friday. He smashed Brock, and then came and tell you what's going on the Friday after he smashed Brock. But he said this time, there's no one else to smash. He smashed everybody. So then he's like, well, the people's getting challenged now are the tag team champs, the Usos, the longest running tag team champions in SmackDown history. And I've been challenged by the RK Bro. So basically he's saying they need to sort their issues out. And then basically RK Bro come to the ring and confront Roman, and there was a back and forth. Randy was throwing a few barbs at Roman as well. In the end, it broke up, and then Roman got a knee to the face from Riddle. So I think we know what's going to happen there. And now they've announced next week on SmackDown that it's going to be a tag team unification match with RK Bro and the Usos. So we know what's going to happen there. Roman's going to interfere in the match, and then it's going to be Riddle versus Roman or something like that. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. But it was worth watching Raw and SmackDown if you haven't seen it already. Watch it on catch up or something. Peace.